Guys, this is Mr. Joshy J, and this is your sprint qualifying race review of the Italian Grand Prix at Monza. Valtteri Bottas wins the sprint race, only 18 laps, just like a Silverstone. The race absolutely flown by, but to be honest, I'm not a fan of it. I just think, it's just too short, Well, I guess that's why they call it a sprint race. But anyway, not a fan of this sprint race idea at all. Max Verstappen finishes second. Daniel Ricciardo P3. Lewis Hamilton at the start. Bottled it. Absolutely bottled it. He got passed by Max Verstappen and Lando Norris. And Hamilton just could not re-overtake Lando Norris in the race. Now McLaren have got Mercedes engines. They are proven to be very difficult to overtake in a straight line, McLaren. Of course, Hamilton's old team. But, just Hamilton bottled it. It's as simple as that. I do feel it is going to be Max Verstappen's season because he is on pole position and Lewis Hamilton is starting fourth. Hamilton needs to have an absolute electric start tomorrow to try and salvage this. But Bottas, though, well-deserved victory. Valtteri Bottas, he dominated that Grand Prix start to finish. He was absolutely sensational. And the start there's contacts between Pierre Gasly and I think it was Norris and Gasly with his front wing damaged and his front wing went underneath the suspension and Gasly nowhere to go. He crashes into the barriers. Thankfully, he's okay because it wasn't a big impact, but, that's frustrating for Pierre Gasly. The driver who won at this circuit last season crashes out in the sprint race. Daniel Ricciardo, P3 though, fair play to him, I gave him a lot of criticism recently, but, fair play to Daniel Ricciardo. He thoroughly deserves that P3 in the sprint race. And he'll be starting the main race P3 as well. So, well done to Daniel Ricciardo. Max, he wasn't too bothered about going after Valtteri Bottas because Max knew he'll be starting on pole position tomorrow anyway because Valtteri Bottas has changed power unit components which will put him right at the back of the grid, unfortunately. Sergio Perez, only P9. That is horseshit. Horseshit in the highest level. He is in a Red Bull and he just could not overtake any cars. Dog shit by Perez, I'm sorry. Absolutely terrible. I mean, he's in a Red Bull, for goodness sakes. He needs to step it up, Sergio Perez. He really does, But, yeah, that is poor by Sergio Perez. He's been poor recently. But, he's staying for next season. He's got that contract, which I think he deserves the new contracts. But, he has been poor recently, Sergio Perez. As I said, I criticised Albon and Gasly, so I will do the same to Perez if he's not performing. And recently, Perez has just not been performing, so you've got to criticise these drivers if they're just not performing. It's as simple as that. You've just got to say it how it is. Recently, Sergio Perez has been awful. I mean, Lance Stroll and Sergio Perez, they were under investigation because Perez overtook Stroll when he went wide, but Perez took a long time to get the position back, which he should have gained it back much sooner than that. Perez, that's another reason why that's another poor session by Sergio Perez, just wow, unbelievably poor. But Lando Norris, the way he stayed ahead of Lewis Hamilton, absolutely fantastic. But Lewis Hamilton will be furious that his championship rival starting on pole position, and I am as well, because that start was an absolute shambles from Lewis Hamilton. It really was. I mean, all he needed to do was keep his title rival behind and overtake Valtteri Bottas. But nope, he gets a bad start and bottles it big time. Dear me. Comment your thoughts down below, I will always reply. And yeah, looking forward to the Grand Prix. The main race, it should be good, because this circuit has a load of long straights. There should be plenty of overtaking opportunities. Bye bye.